Trading cards have been around since the late 1860s. So can somebody please explain to me how we went from Babe Ruth to a yellow rat that not only has the power of electricity, but also the power to bankrupt people, apparently? Hi there, everybody. My name is Dom and Zaz. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy your stay. Much like everyone else on the planet, apparently, I have found myself collecting Pokemon cards. Once again, for the first time in like 9 years. What started as buying packs every once in a while whenever I saw them at the grocery store or whenever I could, became buying 5 to 10 packs like every week. Do I have an addiction? Yeah, I would say so, but it's better than any other addiction I could have. I could be doing crack. I could also, be listening to the entirety of music again. The album was fucking mid. I'm so sorry, guys. I love Cardi as much as the next guy, but that album was mid, and you have to come to terms with it. These last few months of collecting have just been so much fun. Opening packs and trading cards with my friends, playing the actual game with not just my friends, but also people I'm meeting at like tournaments and store events. And of course, these actual battlefields my local Costco turns into whenever a new card set releases. Specifically, Pokemon. But god damn it, those Final Fantasy cards and Magic are gonna fuck everybody up. Oh, don't even get me started on the Spider-Man cards. I don't even want to think about that. I want them so bad, but I'm not getting my hands on them. My point is, these dumb-ass cards have a dumb-ass place in my heart. They have given me a joy that I haven't felt since I was collecting 9 years ago. It's been helping me connect with people new and old, whether it's someone I just met at a tournament or an old friend looking to trade some Pokemon cards and catch up. The community around these cards is truly beautiful. And many others in this said community feel the exact same way about their hobby, except the scalpers. Don't pay them any mind right now. We'll talk about them later. They'll come up later. Today I just wanted to get on here and explore the history of CCGs and TCGs, trading cards, whatever the hell you want to call them. Cards. They're cool ass cards. I want to talk about what makes them so special and so unique to not just me, but to the greater community. What makes people so drawn to them? And most importantly, why have they touched the hearts of people everywhere? In fact, I have just the place for us to start our adventure. Follow me. Today I'm here at a local shop, Cosmic Games in Bellingham, Washington, where I'm going to interview the managers and talk about TCGs and CCGs and what makes them so important. So, let's go. Tell me a little bit about the history of Cosmic Games and maybe how you guys all or how you got involved with trading cards.
Yeah. So for the history of Cosmic, Cosmic was founded in, I want to say 93, as Cosmic Comics. They switched locations for a couple times in the early years. Then they moved to the Cornwall location right across from Bellingham High School, which is where a lot of old-time regulars discovered the shop. It's where I discovered the shop. And then I want to say in 2017, the current owner took over. He bought the place. He got rid of the comics and brought in video games, switched the name to Cosmic Games. He then expanded it from that tiny little Cornwall location up to a location on Bakerview near the IHOP. And that's where kind of things started to kind of get kick off with how big the store was growing. Yep. And then during the pandemic, Carter's, the old people that ran this specific store space, were closing down and they needed someone to take over their lease. So they approached Adam. It's like, hey, do you want to take over our lease? We're like, yes, absolutely.
I left a clone of myself over there to interview them. I definitely did not record this interview a week before. So for easier purposes of this videos, I'm just gonna call them CCGs, trading cards, CCGs, or because I know they're collectible card games or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about here today, okay? We're just gonna say CCGs for now. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments. There's a bee over there. I'm scared. I hate bees. I don't want to touch a bee. Get the fuck away from. I see them. CCGs can be traced back all the way to the early 1300s as your regular old card games, like Knuffle and Humpenstifle. However, the first notable precursor to the CCG was a prototype by the Alan Gary Card Company. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not. And it was called the baseball card game. It's a crazy name. It's a crazy name, I know. With 104 player cards and an additional 8 team ball counter cards. Whatever the hell that means. The game was registered on April 5th, 1904, but it was never actually published or even released to the public. However, the prototype of the game still exists and was sold off in auction by Lou Lipsett in April of 2000 for $40,000. Adjusting for inflation, that's $70,000 in today's money. There are more card games that came out after it with being successful in their own rights, like Strat-O-Matic, which it was just the baseball card game, but a lot more advanced and was actual baseball and was very complicated, very, very, very complicated. And one of my personal favorites that I learned about while talking about this video is nuclear war, where your goal is to wipe out the population of your enemy team. And the whole thing is basically it's war equal bad. So nobody's ever gonna win in this game. There's a rare chance of somebody winning, but it's, again, very, very rare. And I think that's a really cool concept for a game. I don't know. Well, again, all of these cards were successful in their own right. Nothing was going to compare to the absolute behemoth that was on its way. Before CCGs, the alternative game market was dominated by role-playing games. Now, no specific one in particular, it's there are so many, they're just everybody just loved, playing RPGs. I don't think there's one specific one at all. Let me look. No. The market was dominated by Dungeons and Dragons. If you don't know what D&D is, yes, you do. You've watched Stranger Things. I know you have, you fucking pussy. Come on, lock in. One day, a young Peter Atkinson was playing a campaign with his friends. And one of his friends, Terry Campbell, was like, we should make something like this. And Atkinson was like, shit, fuck it, let's do it. And so Wizards of the Coast was born. Other than getting some stuff published and a lawsuit they had with Palladium Games for using references to their characters and gameplay mechanics, everything was pretty quiet. In 1991, before their whole lawsuit in 92, they got a vice president by the name of Lisa Stevens. And through one of Stevens and Atkinson's friends, Mike Davis, they were introduced to Richard Garfield.
Some people said you have to cultivate the speculators, but I wanted to see the cards collectible in the sense of stamps, where you go to a post office and buy some stamps, you don't expect them to be immediately worth $10 when you spend $2. But over time, they can be special. So that's where we aimed it.
This guy is really fucking important. He's very, very fucking important. Garfield had an idea for a game, and it's not the game you're fucking thinking of. It's a game called Robot Rally. This idea was pitched to Wizards of the Coast in 1992. However, they did not have the resources at the time to be able to produce something this big. But Wizards was like, hey, go and make something that could fund this and make it 15 to 20 minutes to play, make it super easy to play, and give it some cool artwork, and make sure you spend as little money as possible making this. And with that, in 1993, the first true CCG was born. Magic the Gathering. Dude, I cannot stress how big of a thing Magic was at the time, and still is to this day. But also, how much of a shock it was that the game even did well in the first place. Bro, this shit was a throwaway game originally, just to fund Garfield's other project, Robo Rally. And I don't really hear anybody talking about Robo Rally. It released the following year, and nobody talks about it because they were fully focusing on Magic. When they premiered it at the Origins Game Fair in Texas, people went ballistic. The initial alpha set run sold out entirely in 3 weeks. 2.3 million cards gone. Like that. And that only furthered the demand because everybody was like, oh, this is popular. It's cool. Oh my God, it's awesome. And it was so hard to keep up with the shit, something that we're still seeing today. Oh my God. It's crazy. The more they released and the more they sold, the higher the demand grew. Soon after the big Magic boom, we had a couple more players enter the ring. One of the biggest ones being Game Freak / Nintendo / the Pokemon Company, but the Pokemon Company wasn't really a thing at the time, and Wizards of the Coast collabing to make Pokemon cards, following the success of Pokemon Red and Blue, of course. There was also Yu-Gi-Oh cards that came out in 1999 in Japan and 2002 in the US.
I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Mainly because of its it's one of the few card games that feels very like combo based. It has a lot of cards that play into different archetypes and allows you to like search your deck and do multiple different chains of cards in the same move and in the same turn, and allows you to have a lot more proactive and a lot more of a reactive sense of gameplay when you're playing it than I feel like Magic or Pokemon allows you to have.
I never really played Yu-Gi-Oh! That much as a kid. I saw the cards. I collected a couple of the cards. I really wanted the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but everybody wanted the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Magic and Pokemon are the only two ones that I'm really going to be talking about the rest of this video because those are the two that I'm the most familiar with more recently getting into Magic, but Pokemon being kind of like very core of my being. I fucking love Pokemon with all of my heart. The games have been pissing me off recently, but I played Scarlet and Violet finally and finished it, and I actually really enjoyed it. I just wish they fucking, optimized the game well. Side rant for another day, different video. Sorry. Like I've said, I am such a big Pokemon fan. I've been a fan of the Pokemon game since I was a jit, and even in one of the earlier videos on my channel, the I Heart Music one, which I really need to update because a lot of my opinions I have changed on that. One of these days. We'll update that video one of these days. But in that video, I was talking about video game music, and I brought up Pokemon Diamond and how Pokemon Diamond was the first video game that I ever played. Sure, I was like 4 years old, and barely got past like the first walking area. But like ever since then, I was hooked. I loved Pokemon since I was 4 years old. And eventually when I grew older, I started watching more Pokemon card unboxings on YouTube. And I was determined to get an Elite Trainer box one of these days. And one of those days I did. Because for my birthday, my dad caved and bought me one of the Sun and Moon collector boxes, and to this day I still have the card in the back of my phone here. You guys can see it real quick. This Lunala GX that I pulled a while ago, and it's in such shit quality because like I was a kid handling it, and that's why it's in the back of my phone instead of in a case. But it's like one of my favorite. It is my favorite card that I own. Even though it's shit quality, it's still a blessed card. I love it so much. This right here, this card, the meaning behind this card is what makes collecting so special. The memories you have ripping the packs and pulling out that one card that you were searching for forever, or a card that you find really cool, or your favorite fucking Pokemon, and it's just like, oh wow, I got this card, that's so cool, that's cool for me, and that's so awesome. What's your favorite Pokemon card, like emotional value-wise?
When I was younger, I had a Full Art Krogunk EX that was textured.
Okay, so when I was 8 years old, I got bet by my mom's friend to lick my elbow for $100. And since I'm hypermobile and I can pop my shoulders out, I was able to do it.
Yeah, my favorite card is a card I had in middle school. I traded it with this kid.
Birthday, I got a booster box with a promo card. It was a promo Rayquaza for my birthday when I was, I think, 6 or 7.
In 2016, 2017, I made $100. I went to Fred Meyer, so I got a Hawlucha EX Elite Trainer box. You know, the promo card was obviously a part of it, and I remember that Hawlucha EX was near and dear to my heart.
And I remember pulling that card from one of those packs, and I was like, holy fuck, this is the coolest card I've ever fucking owned.
I think it's the break set, and it's the Secret Rare Gyarados. I don't have it anymore, but I think that's probably my favorite card. Holds the most sentimental value.
Probably my first card, it was a Jirachi.
This Mega Rayquaza I had.
I think it was a reverse holo or something like that. But yeah, it was the first card I ever got.
When I left my school, I thought, damn, no, I'm never gonna need no Pokemon cards again. So I gave away all my Pokemon cards, all my EXs to a bunch of my friends, which I'm so happy about now, because it was a good sending off gift, but also it's like, fuck bro, some of those cards are worth like hundreds of dollars now.
And it's just a super cool, like the art is just incredible. It looks awesome. And I gave it away to one of the neighborhood kids that lived in my parents' house. But I still think very fondly of that card. Super cool card.
I still get the same feeling that I do whenever I trade a cool card or win a fucking battle or like open and get a new card. I feel the same exact thing that I felt when I got this Lunala card. And that's joy. That's the emotion of a memory right there being created in your brain and sitting there. And it's beautiful. It really is. Which is exactly why I fucking hate scalpers.
Man, fuck scalpers. I think that if you're someone that has zero care for the game you don't appreciate the art, you don't actually care about any of the Pokemon or anything, I don't think that it's right to go take away the opportunities for people like me or even just like kids, you know, that want to go to the store and get a pack.
I do think a lot of like scalpers sometimes just over-increase the price of just general cards, which makes it harder for newer players to get into the card set. And if you are like collecting cards, it is really annoying. And I think like scalpers are kind of like...
Scalpers are taking away opportunities from kids to be able to get packs, rip them, and possibly make memories that they'll cherish, or collect cards that they'll hold on to for, you know, their whole life. And most of the time, they're just adults doing it for profit instead of for like the love of Pokemon. Which just is, to me, is scummy. I don't like it.
I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I don't know. Just go get a job like the rest of us.
I think scalpers are a natural reaction of the way the like scenes like progressed. Pokemon is a lot more based around the collector and less about the card game itself, which leads to a lot more cards having inflated value.
I think that in general, the point of Pokemon has been kind of taken over by this wave of like wanting stuff to be worth something. And like, yeah, I think that that's cool. I think that there is at some point, I think that stuff should have financial value, you know, a monetary value. However, I also think it's a kid's game, and you know, kids should be able to enjoy it, and it should not be like, okay, the only people that can afford this is now, you know, like people who use their, you know, unlimited funds sense. Like people who like can scalp are not the kind of right audience.
You're not really able to find cards anymore because scalpers pick them up and then they raise and inflate the price. So, you know, if some kid who saved up $4 to buy a pack goes into a trading card store now, packs are $5 to $8 depending on the set, they're not even able to get one. So scalpers are ruining the industry.
I think there should be not like an age limit, but I think if there's a card shop and a little kid's trying to buy an ETB and a grown man's trying to buy an ETB, you should sell it to the little kid. I think that Pokemon cards are inherently something that should be like valued in your childhood, and trading cards are like a lot more like, to me specifically, they're a lot more beneficial in my childhood because like I had a hard time making friends when I was younger. I always have like been very socially awkward, and they were a really easy way for me to be like, hey, let's play a card game.
151 was like the easiest thing to find. Like, I'm not even kidding. I go up to the vending machine, it's there. You know, like if it's not, it gets restocked pretty consistently. That's not a problem. Now, you know, finding that 151 booster bundle is like winning the lottery, and it should never have been that way.
In the world of collectibles, few items hold such nostalgic and financial value as much as Pokemon cards. What started originally as just a fun way to trade cards in a cool little product has transformed into a multi-million-dollar market, especially in recent years. Around 2020, the year that saw the fucking pandemic and everybody staying inside and doing nothing, a lot of people were like, hey, let me relive some hobbies from my childhood. For a lot of people, Pokemon cards became one of those hobbies.
Pokemon more so than Magic, it's because of the nostalgia for a lot of people. Like, I grew up with, especially nowadays, it's like, I grew up with this, I had cards when I was a kid, I want to get back into it. That's where a lot of the collectors are coming from nowadays.
The demand for sealed packs and rare cards boosted. Like, a lot. Like, 600% a lot. But there was another really big factor influencing the market. And that factor's name is Logan Paul.
I think there's someone
scalping cards.
A lot of social media influencers, most notably Logan Paul, brought Pokemon cards back into the mainstream. These videos of these people spending thousands and millions of dollars on Pokemon cards not only influenced children wanting to buy these products because it's Logan Paul and people are like, oh, Logan Paul, I want cards, I want Pokemon cards, Logan, I want Pokemon cards. But it also created a lucrative market for adults. And that's when the scalpers come into play. Man, fuck, I wish Logan Paul never touched Pokemon cards because the hype that he drummed up from these low gangsters led to massive supply shortages because everybody wanted Pokemon cards not to collect them, but to sell them. Scalpers scalpers bought up entire stores using bots and shit like that, and other unfair methods, which leaves the fucking kids who want to play this game and, you know, the actual collectors who like the cards and play the game with nothing, with the fucking scraps. Retails like Walmart and Target stopped selling Pokemon cards for a time because of in-store conflicts between buyers. That video I showed you of the Costco, that was real. That's a real video that happened in a Costco right next to my home in Seattle. That's crazy. The secondary market exploded with not just sealed packs, but full-on cards. With PSA 10 cards, like this PSA 10 Charizard that goes for $30,000 fucking dollars. That's absurd. That's crazy. Pokemon centers had to limit their online supplies because, fuck, fuck, it's bad. People in the Pokemon card community and just the entire CCG card community in general fucking hate scalpers. And for a good reason. They exploit a hobby for profit, making it harder for children, collectors, players, fans to enjoy these cards fully. They are artificially inflating the market so that people will either have to pay super high prices or just miss out on this new set entirely. The Pokemon Company has said that they're trying their best to stop these scalpers and to find a way to make it so that, you know, we're not inflating the market. And so far, the only thing that I found that they said they're gonna try to do is have the cashiers or whoever they send it to you from just open the packs for you right before you get them. Fuck that. I feel like we could do something else other than that. Like, I mean, it works, sure, but that does not kind of take away the fun from it. It takes away the gambling aspect, which is the fun aspect. Don't gamble, kids, unless it's with Pokemon cards. Don't listen to me. I'm a crazy man. I'm crazy. Other than that, they're printing out as many cards as they can. And honestly, they're at full maximum capacity, as they say. So right now, it's not looking good for us collectors. But we need to do what we can to fight the war against the scalpers. Like those people shaming the scalpers on TikTok, keep fucking doing that. Go up in there. Don't hit them or anything. Don't do that. That's too much. But like, keep recording them. Be like, hey, you fucker, you're fucking scalping. You're a piece of shit. Because they are. Do that shit. Keep on doing that shit. Because the people who are doing that on TikTok, you are doing a service. You are doing a service to this country. God bless you. God bless you. And again, it's not just Pokemon cards. I said before in the beginning of this video, the Final Fantasy cards and the Spider-Man cards are releasing soon. Spider-Man releasing next year and Final Fantasy releasing in June. I want that Sephiroth card. Too bad it's gonna be like $2,000 and I'm not gonna be able to afford it. Shit. Like, if you're a scalper watching this video, bro, there are a million other side hustles for you to do that aren't gonna make people mad at you like 100% of the time. And you choose to wait outside of a vending machine for children, by the way. That's a whole other issue. And wait in your little sweat-stained gray shirt that is too tight for you and your pot belly is coming out and waiting there like this. I want my Mimikyu. Cupcake and go no Twinkie. You're being an evil douchebag and go do DoorDash or something. It's not that hard, motherfucker. Even actual card shops are getting accused of scalping because places like, you know, Cosmic Games have to put their prices above retail in order for the scalpers to stay away. But in turn, a lot of people think that they're scalping themselves, which is not the case.
On one hand, you have people that really want to get the cards from the set and open the set and have a good time. And then on the other hand, you have people that are like, I want to make money off of this. It can be tough to kind of balance where you price product for a store like us, because it's like, sure, we can go with these scalper prices, but we don't want to do that because we don't want to screw over our community, right? We want to have people come in here and play, but we have to balance that out with, if we don't price it at market price, people are going to come buy us out of all of the stuff that we have and then screw over our community on the secondary market.
However, card games are more than just seeing the cool as fuck art. I mean, have you seen this fucking Reshiram card? This is badass. And this Magic card, I don't even know what the hell this is, but this is, whoa, this is badass. Holy shit. It's also about playing the actual game. Well, I don't play the Pokemon card game because I find it kind of boring and slow, and I also don't really understand it. Maybe that's why. Maybe I just gotta really learn it. But I don't really like it that much. I have been playing a lot of Magic, and I fucking love Magic. Magic is so much fun. While I was extremely lost at first and didn't really understand the things, I started playing Magic the Gathering Arena on my phone, and it taught me how to play within like 20 minutes, and I was like, all right, cool. So if you're looking to play Magic, download that and learn how to play like that, and then start going to local tournaments and start building your decks like that. Easiest way that I learned and easiest way for you to learn. When I found my groove, got my deck set up, and got the hang of it, I started going to Cosmic Games store events every Saturday, and those are so fun. Those are so fun. I made my commander deck. I lost a bunch, sure, and did it affect me? Yeah, but it was still really fun. It was still really fun, and I love going to those events because I connect with people. The beauty of this game is not beating your opponent. The beauty is getting beaten, being like, all right, how the fuck can I rearrange my deck to be better this time and make it so that I win more often, and then doing the whole strategy, and then the feeling of like, oh my god, I did it, that comes out of you when you start beating people with your deck that you made, that this is all you right here. It's a beautiful feeling. It's not just that, is that also you can also talk about the people with these decks, like, and people will nerd out with you, help you out, and be like, okay, yeah, put this card here, put this card here, put this card here. And the community aspect puts it together, and it's like a little gift, and the community part is a little bow tie, and it's so beautiful. It's genuine. Like, I'm so passionate about this because whenever I look at it, I'm just bewildered at the amount of community and positivity that surrounds this group.
I've always been a big, physical game guy. I've always just found it really interesting to get to use my imagination to build these worlds and, see them play out. You yourself take damage, so you feel as much a part of the game instead of, being just, the Pokemon trainer that sends the Pokemon out. You're actually a part of the battle too.
Few games have captured the true imagination and dedication of the players of Magic the Gathering. Since its debut in 1993, this iconic card game has drawn in millions of players. What keeps them coming back is not just playing the game or collecting the cards, it's that along with strategy. Each game is a battle of wits, where deck building and decision making determine every single game's outcome. It can also be about competition. Magic's tournament scene is thriving. I was watching a bunch of tournaments for hours and hours studying how these people play, and everybody plays different. Every single person plays different, and it's so mind-boggling the amount of ways that you can play this game, the amount of hands-on that this game has, and it started as a throwaway game. That's insane. That's insane. Playing Magic the Gathering with new people or just with old friends fosters a sense of community and strengthens your social connections with these people. It keeps the game truly exciting because like I said before, every single person you play against is gonna have a different deck. They're gonna have a different play style. No one game you play is the exact same.
I'd say it's even more prevalent in the casual community. Commander being the biggest format Magic's ever had, with people coming together just to play Commander. It being the hallmark, this is for community. It's multiplayer. You're playing with your friends. You're meeting new people at local game stores. We have Commander pods. People come in. They make new friends. I have seen friendships form because they've two strangers came together, they really liked playing with each other in the Commander pods, and they'll come in outside of Saturdays, I'm like, I did this. I got these people to meet each other. Yeah, it's that same thing where it's the third space, where it's people come here to be away from home and away from work and away from school. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. People want to be nerds. People want to have that fun factor of their hobbies, and not just sit at home on their computer. It's I want to get out of the house. I want to meet new people. I want to meet new friends that I might not meet otherwise, that share my hobby, and then play with them.
Magic is more than just a game. It's a shared experience. A shared experience that encourages strategy, creativity, and of course, friendly competition. Stella whoops my ass every time we play Magic. Do I get mad? A little bit. Do I want to beat his ass a little bit every single time we play? A little bit. But that feeling is overwhelmed by the feeling of, I had fun and now I'm trying to rebuild my deck. Playing with friends builds lasting memories, inside jokes, and rivalries that make each match feel so special. At its core, Magic, and really all other CCG games that you can play, is about having fun. And the best way to do that is by sharing it with others. And that, my friends, is why trading cards are so beautiful. Whether it's the thrill of opening a brand new pack, the joy of trading with your friends, or the strategy of an intense game, these little pieces of cardboard have such a big place in many people's hearts. They're more than just collectibles, they're connections to our past, to our friends, to our communities. It's not about the actual card itself, it's about the things we've built around them. So, whether you are a longtime collector, a competitive player, or someone just getting into the hobby, remember that the heart of these cards aren't inside of the rarity or their value. It's in the experiences that they create. Keep collecting, keep playing, and most importantly, keep having fun. I've been Dom and Zaz. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to eat your vegetables. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Let's go.
No, sorry, but your April Fool's prank just took it so far.
All right, outro time. No script anymore. First thing I want to say is that I wanted to thank Cosmic Games for letting me give the chance for an interview. It was very lovely to talk to all of you guys. To Tegan. I haven't recorded the interviews yet, but I know I'm recording with these people, so I'm trying to thank as many people. I said Kyle, Jason, Stella, Levi, Tegan, Finn, Logan, and Adam. I think those are everybody that I'm interviewing. Thank you guys for being a part of the video, and thank you for letting me interview guys for that. This has been a big project that I've been trying to work on for a while now, because I want to have bigger projects and I want to be more creatively in tune with my stuff, which is why, guys, I want to say it one more time here today, memberships, there's a ton of perks.
Become a channel member. It's only $7 a month. You get sick things like a badge. I'm the only channel member. You can be up there with me as the top Dom and Zaz contributor.
On God.
And you get access to VODs, and you can watch sick VODs on the Dom and Zaz channel. And you get access to some unreleased videos that are all incredible. And you should definitely post his older unreleased videos because they're good.
And there is no gun being pointed at you, right?
Of course not.
Of course. Other than that, yeah, I hope you guys like the outside view. And I like it. I like it. It's a nice little change of pace from the dirty ass green screen. And I haven't showed my face in a while too. I got purple dreads now. I got my shit was blonde before. So I think I have to update the picture whenever I do upload the smaller videos. I'm just yapping now. Subscribe, like, tell me your favorite Pokemon card. What's your favorite Pokemon card? What's your favorite Magic card? What's your favorite style to play with those games? Tell me. Like, I want to know. I like reading the comments. Share the video if you liked it. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. More, like, interviewery / video essay type videos. Yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of yapping. That's all. Again, thank you, Cosmic Games. Thank you to all my friends who helped me out with this video. And thank you to Peter Griffin for getting me through like 45 hours of Pokemon Violet.